Is it weird that I am not actually that upset with this loss today? Now, yes, would I have loved to beat the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal? Sure. Or Laval Rocket in Montreal? Sure. I would have loved that, right? It's nothing like beating the Montreal Canadiens. But when you think of it big picture, Leaf fans, we know who we're playing. We just don't know where we're starting the series. And yeah, sure, if you end up playing Tampa in Tampa to start the series, I mean, does it really matter? You had home ice last year, and it didn't do anything. So in the end, it's just it's basically just a march right to Tampa Bay in round one, right? But Tampa did lose in regulation today, so the Leafs do pick up a point against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And we all know Hab fans right now are tank for Bedard, go after Bedard, and myself as a Leafs fan, watching that pick and Florida's pick a while back, and I'm freaking out. Like, the last thing as a Leaf fan I want to see is that beautiful guy, Connor Bedard, be in a Habs uniform. And the Leafs did get a point tonight. Was it a good game? Good first and third period, abysmal second. You get a point. And Montreal gets two, so that helps them out in the not getting of Bedard. At least, in this moment, the Leafs did what they had to do for that. But that's the mindset that I'm trying to have with it. Look, am I going to freak out about a game Millie lost in overtime to Montreal in mid-January? Not really. Not really. Like I said, would I have loved to win this? Absolutely. Does it suck we had a 2-0 lead and blew it in the second period? Yeah, it does. But in the end, I think the positives outweigh the negatives in my mind. But let's break it down anyways. Like I said, the Leafs lose at 3-2 in overtime, and with the loss are 28-11-8 on the season. So, less than a minute in, Austin Matthews enters the offensive zone, passes it across the ice to William Nylander, and you think Willie's going to take a shot or go back to Matthews. But instead, he drops it off for Mark Giordano, who's entered the play, and he fires it, and it beats through Sam Montembeault. And honestly, after the first period, I thought Montembeault was absolutely stellar. He was incredible, making some massive saves all night long. But in this case, the Leafs were up 1-0, 53 seconds in. Gio from Nylander and Matthews. And later on in the period, Marner's he might have a little bit of a break. He tries to cut in to get the shot on net. Its initial stop is there, but he gets kicked to the corner. Connor Timmins is there. And look at that beautiful pass. Cross seam right to the tape of Calle Jarnkrok, and he buries it into the empty cage. What a pass from Connor Timmins. And the Leafs have a 2-0 lead with 2.5 minutes to play in the first period. Jarnkrok from Timmins and Mitch Marner at 17:30. Shots on goal in the first period, 15-4 in favor of the Leafs. And after hearing about the whole Cole Caulfield stuff earlier today, we're thinking this game might be long over. And you know what? I think the Leafs might have thought that. And because they came out in the second period, and a minute 46 in, Josh Anderson scores. It was a nice passing play, and he finished it off. He's got a hell of a shot. Samsonov can't blame him on that. He tried to get across and make the save. It just went through him. Again, can't really blame him for that one. $1:46 in, and it's 2-1 game. Then, I believe it was a rebound. Again, I didn't look too hard at the Montreal Canadiens second goal. I think it was Harvey Pinard. What a name. He scores 13:35 into the second period to tie the game at 2. And it's unfortunate. You had outshot 16-8 in the second period, and at one point you were getting absolutely slaughtered in shots on goal in the second period, and you go into the third, 2-2. Not really where you want to be if you're the Leafs. And in that third period, the Leafs flat out dominate the starting bit of that third period, right? I think the shots were like 12-1 at one point in the third period. Like I mentioned earlier, Sam Montembeault was absolutely stellar as this game went along. And he made, was that 23 stops in the second, third, and overtime. Didn't allow a single goal. Was great. And then in overtime, Rem Pitlick scored 2:14 in off the rush. I'd like Samsonov to have that, but anyways, either way, you lose it in overtime, and it sucks. But you got to take the positive at a mid-January game, because if we're going to start losing our minds, you probably already have lost it this season. With the start of the year, with some hiccups during the season, with the rough month between Samsonov and Murray, we're probably all losing our mind there. And if you're losing a game mid-January to Montreal and you're losing your marbles, then just hang in there. We'll get there eventually. I ain't worried, especially with Tampa losing in regulation today. We're 5 points up. They have 2 games in hand, but even if they win both, that's only 4 points, and you still have that 1 point there. So it would have been nice to have 2 today, but again, with Montreal winning and getting their 2 points, and with I think Vancouver lost today or losing right now, Arizona lost today, so that's good news in the whole Montreal not getting Bedard front. Right, what else we got? Yeah, so Vancouver's down 2-0. Great. Anaheim lost. Florida won, so that's another Montreal first-round pick. So that's getting worse as the day goes on, so great job there. Ottawa lost, so I think Montreal's now tied with the Ottawa Senators, so that's crazy news. San Jose and Columbus, both garbage teams, but it was a regulation game, so that's kind of what you want there. Philly won, unfortunately, in that sense, and Chicago won, but Arizona got slaughtered 4-0. So I know I'm trying to find positives and not go crazy about it, but look, if you're good, like I said, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I'm not going to say it again. These guys got to play better, though. Like, there's no other way of looking about it. The Leafs had a terrible second period, and they have to be better. I mean, we saw it in the last couple games where they play a really good period and then a really bad one. And that's what you got today. You got 2 really good periods in the first and third, and in the second, you stopped playing. It was really painful to watch. Samsonov, 3 goals on 31 shots. I didn't think he played that bad at all. I thought he made some big-time saves, and he's probably a big reason of why this Leafs team had the point in this one. No key players to write down, though. Nobody had multi-point. Well, Mitch Marner had 2 assists. No, he didn't. No, nobody had a multi-point game in this one, so no key players there. Shots on goal, 15-4 in the first period for the Leafs, 16-8 Montreal in the second, 14-6 the Leafs in the third, and then, 3-1 Montreal in overtime for a 31-38 Leafs W in the shots on goal stat, which means nothing for the game. Special teams-wise, they were 0 for 4 on their power plays. Leafs got 2 power plays and did not score on either. They had lots of opportunities, but could not beat Sam Montembeault on this night. Next up for the Leafs, they look to get back in the win column and kind of turn it around a little bit here. But again, they won 2 or 3 in a row. They lose 1 in overtime, not a big deal. But you got to turn it around in the next one. And you welcome in the New York Islanders to town on Monday night at 7 o'clock. All right, so, hey, John Tavares' old team, go out there, get 2 points, put this one tonight in the rearview mirror. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. It's a little bit of a shorter one, but let's be real. Who wants to talk about that? Smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Twitter and Instagram links are down in the description, so follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys. Oh, Discord link is down below as well, by the way. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition very shortly, and that one was... We'll talk about that shortly. And as for the Leafs, as we said, they're back in action on Monday night as they host the New York Islanders at Scotiabank Arena. 7 p.m. puck drop there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and not really the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.